Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the difference between Power BJT and Power MOSFET. The link of the material is provided in the description so you can check that out as well. So let's get started. So the first and foremost difference with respect to Power BJT and Power MOSFET is it is a bipolar device. So when we say bipolar device, what does that mean? The conductivity is because of majority and minority charge carriers. So over here, we will be having minority charge carriers and majority charge carriers responsible for conduction. Whereas this is not the case with respect to power MOSFET. The conductivity over here is only because of majority charge carriers. Very, very important point. Power BJT is a current control device. So how do we say that? Because we used to control the base current when we saw the characteristics. So that is why it is a current control device. Whereas a power MOSFET is a voltage control device. Over here, what we will be doing is we will be controlling the gate voltage, and that is why it is a voltage control device. BJT cannot operate at very high frequency. One of the most important things is that when you turn off a power BJT, there will be some amount of minority charge carriers and the time taken will be more, isn't it? So when the time taken is more, obviously the frequency will be less. That is, T is inversely proportional to F, isn't it? So that is why it is not used for high frequency. Whereas this is not the case with respect to MOSFET because you don't have minority charge carriers over here. I hope this point is clear. Paralleling of BJTs are difficult. So it is often observed when you are paralleling several BJTs, the current distribution is not uniform as BJTs do not have similar properties ideally speaking. So that is why paralleling of BJTs are difficult. Whereas if you talk about MOSFETs, paralleling is slightly easier compared to that of a BJT, and you would have seen the structure of MOSFET where several MOSFETs were connected in parallel, and from there we observed the characteristics of the MOSFET, isn't it? And that is why paralleling of MOSFETs is very simple. Peak current capability is less than MOSFET. Why is this statement mentioned? It is because of the previous statement. So why do we do paralleling generally? It is because to increase the current handling capacity, isn't it? So when we are not able to achieve more paralleling of BJTs, obviously the peak current capability will be very less, and that is why peak current capability is less than MOSFET for power BJT. Whereas paralleling is quite easily possible in MOSFET, and that is why more will be the current handling capacity. So when more is the current handling capacity, obviously the peak current capability will be higher than BJT. One of the most important points that you have to observe over here is negative temperature coefficient. So what does that mean? So power BJT is associated with negative temperature coefficient. When I say that as the temperature is increased, so let us say the temperature is increased, more will be the charge carriers injected. And when more charge carriers are injected, obviously the conduction will increase, isn't it? When conduction is increasing, the resistance or the resistivity of that particular device will decrease. So what is happening? As the temperature is increased, the resistance is decreasing. And we call that characteristic to be equal to negative temperature coefficient. I hope this point is clear. Whereas this does not happen with respect to positive temperature coefficient for a MOSFET. The reason is because as the temperature is increased over here, there will be some amount of resistances within the structure itself which will increase. And that is why as the temperature is increasing, the resistance is also increasing and it is associated with positive temperature coefficient. I hope this point is clear. So the drive circuit required is complex for a power BJT because we need two circuits, one to turn them on and one to turn them off. So some arrangement needs to be made, and that is why it's slightly complicated. Whereas the drive circuit here is very, very simple because we need only one circuit basically to control the entire process, to turn on the device and turn off the device. So this is one of the most important difference as well. So finally, we will be concluding that the switching losses are more in case of a power BJT. Why is that so? As I mentioned, the time taken from turn on to turn off, is slightly higher because of the minority charge carriers. So when turn on to turn off is not taking place, so T on to T off is not taking place quickly, that means there will obviously be more amount of losses. Whereas in case of MOSFET, because of the majority charge carriers alone, T on to T off transition takes place very, very quickly. And as a result, the switching losses are minimum over here. I hope this point is clear. So these are the fundamental differences with respect to power BJT and power MOSFET, and I hope you were able to understand the concept. In case you have any questions with respect to this video, please do let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Please do keep supporting. Thank you.